That's a farmer.
Oh, they are actually coming. I am genuinely really worried. This is a disaster, mate, to be honest. So tough.
Welcome back to the GeoWizard channel, everyone, the home of the mischievous adventure. You're all familiar with me and my mad straight line antics by now, but I'll bet not many of you will be familiar with this guy.
I reckon I might take these off because I'm just not seeing stuff quite as well.
This is Marcus Gosling, a geeky but lovable chess teacher from Surrey, who, after watching my first straight line attempt back in 2019, decided to give it a go himself. He certainly wasn't the only one, but what separated him from all the others was that he had absolutely no outdoor experience whatsoever. His now legendary attempt went about as badly as one could possibly imagine. From almost strangling himself with a strap from his own bag on the very first fence,
Strangled by this GPS.
to avoiding herds of sheep through pure fear,
Sheep down attack today.
Marcus gave us a good lesson in how not to travel in a straight line before ultimately sacking it off after 2 miles. In his own words, it was a pretty disastrous effort, enough for most people to hang up their camo clobber for good. Many of the comments suggested he do just that. But rather than let those comments deter him, Marcus used them as fuel. The following year, to everyone's surprise, he decided to go again, but this time in Scotland with 2 even less equipped strangers he'd met on the internet. That one went slightly better in terms of distance travelled, but did ultimately end with the 3 of them huddling for warmth in a remote mountain bothy. It could have been a lot worse too, and the comments this time accused Marcus of being reckless and extremely lucky. From his perspective though, it was progress. Over the next couple of years, Marcus made 2 more attempts, one in Wales that ended disastrously in a cold wet tent, and one in Scotland at the hands of a swollen river.
Mission abandoned.
Each time there were signs of physical and mental progress, but poor planning, a lack of resolve, and just bad luck kept letting him down.
It's game over this early. I'm so gutted.
I'd offered advice to Marcus through the years, some of which he took on board, some of which he didn't, but the thought of joining him on a mission had never properly crossed my mind. But it was at this precise moment here, 9 miles into his 3rd Wales attempt, as he poked around in a swamp with a stick for a GoPro that his latest travel companion had cack-handedly tossed over his head, that I felt like it might be time for me to get involved. What if I could be the one to get Marcus over the finish line? Was it even possible? Maybe not in Wales, but Scotland, maybe. Not only would we be far more likely to get Marcus his first ever win there, but I'd be bagging my first successful Scotland mission too, after mine and Greg's epic but ill-fated attempt back in 21.
I'm seriously pissed off with it.
On the other hand though, this was a huge risk. What if we failed? Everyone would say,
well, what a stupid idea. Why did you waste your time on this guy?
or if it was my fault,
You're clearly in no position to help anyone, mate. Concentrate on your own missions first, you prick.
it could be reputation ruining, I fretted. I was torn, but then I remembered my favourite phrase. If you're unsure what to do, simply pick the option that makes for the better story. And what could make for a better story than capping off Marcus's tumultuous journey with an emphatic, odds-defying victory, with me conveniently cast as the hero. It was simply too tempting to resist.
Hi mate, you alright?
Hello Marcus, how are you? I really want you to succeed, and I'm really hoping that with my help, not that I've succeeded every time, don't get me wrong, but I do feel confident that Scotland being the easiest probably of the 3, together we can do it.
Yeah, I mean I'm delighted really. I think it's doable. The most recent ones that I've done, I've felt like at least I've got the fitness nowadays that I could do it, I think.
As you can see, Marcus was thrilled by the idea, not least because he, like me, was already planning to attempt Scotland again this year, but I had some terms and conditions that he needed to agree to. Number 1, I would be in charge of the plotting of the line as well as all strategic decisions. And number 2, Marcus had to hit the gym.
Right, based on those,
These are the times that I want you to achieve by the 20th of March if you are to mission with the GeoWizard. Good luck, you can do it. To my genuine astonishment, not only did Marcus meet his goals, but he completely smashed them out of the park. In fact, he was getting dangerously close to my 5k times, so we called it a day there. Fitness-wise, he was more than ready to get the job done. But to cross an entire country, you also need balance, sure-footedness, confidence, and mental strength. Marcus did lack in some of these areas, and that's why we needed to make our line as favourable as possible. Marcus had rightly picked this relatively low-lying cross-section of the Highlands for both his previous Scotland missions. Up here there are hardly any forests, very little farmland, and although the terrain is rugged, wet and incredibly remote, you've got a much better chance of survival than on a populated southern route. There were a few factors that contributed to those missions failing, but there were two fundamental aspects to Marcus's usual plans that I wanted to rip up and throw in the bin. Number one, having a departure date. Having a rigid date means you're not in control of the weather, the very thing that caused him to fail last time. And number two, the beach. Marcus had been obsessed with ending over at Embo, a whopping 43 miles from his Ardmere start point. In my mind, all this served to do was slash our chances of success by a third, just for the sake of an aesthetically pleasing ending. My proposal was to start at the perfectly coastal Dornoch estuary and travel 33 miles west, ending at the just as scenic Ardmere beach. This one was a hard sell.
It is the coast.
I know you're right, technically, but I don't know whether you felt that same satisfaction. I mean, maybe you did, but I don't think it...
It's not quite the same satisfaction, but that is the coast and that is it.
In terms of the rest of the line, there was a fairly big double lake crossing near the end which we'd need a kayak for, and there would be a few chunky rivers and steep terrain to contend with, along with a couple of forests and a bit of farmland at either end, but for the most part it was going to be remote, boggy, craggy moorland the whole way. Supporting us would be the more than capable Steve, a geospatial information expert with a great deal of outdoor experience, who had also plotted Marcus's last Wales line and joined him on a practice mission. Thankfully for us, Steve was free when this lovely bunch of suns lined up on the weather forecast, and before we knew it, we were all going on a very long drive. Driving up to the Highlands to meet Marcus and our support guy Steve. I've got to say, I don't think I've ever felt so good about a mission. The thing is, I actually think that Marcus is very capable. I think if he's with someone who has a lot of experience in the outdoors, who can just say, this is fine, this situation is fine, or maybe even at times like a, come on, get your feet wet, get stuck in, and just giving him the confidence and the belief to get over the halfway point and then ultimately over the finish line. I just think we're going to smash this. I'm excited. Oh, hey!
Very well. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah.
The mood as we transferred all my gear into Steve's car for the weekend was a buoyant one, but in reality, all was not right. The one thing that had the power to stop me from even attempting this mission, illness, had, in typical fashion, reared its ugly head. I'd kept it to myself thus far in the hopes that it would blow over, but on the way up to scout out some worrying-looking crags that blighted what would be our final descent down to the beach, I had no choice but to drop this unfortunate bombshell on my newly assembled team.
I'll battle through it.
Moments later, I heard a concerning kerfuffle coming from behind me. What's happened?
Fell over.
Really? With me ill and Marcus already carrying a small wound, things weren't looking great. The good news was that the crags, although pretty scary, seemed to be passable without leaving the platinum zone. But in Steve's car, my condition, which was a sort of sore-throated, inflamed tonsilly type vibe, started to worsen. At this point, in my mind, it was actually more likely that I wouldn't be able to do the mission. Traversing steep gorges and the like requires a sharp mind and steady feet, and it's not like we could postpone things for a couple of days either, because Steve, who I'd already paid handsomely to be here at short notice, had to be back for work on the Tuesday. Over at our beautiful bungalow base,
Ooh, lovely.
I did perk up slightly, allowing me to carry out a humorous but strict audit of Marcus's famously heavy rucksack contents.
No idea what my drive bag even is.
But underneath the surface, I was feeling pretty powerless. All I could do was get some hearty grub down me, get as good a night's sleep as possible, and hope the straight line mission gods would be kind.
Alright.
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Miraculously, I'd woken up, not perfect, but a lot better, and raring to get going.
So, straight over here, mate, yeah?
Okay, perfect.
Our start point was in a slightly awkward spot, tucked away on the edge of this mini farm-covered delta, and we were keen to get over to it without turning any heads.
Shit, there's someone live here.
There was also a railway track between us and the start point, but it probably wasn't in operation, we thought. Another enemy then blocked our path.
Are you alright, mate?
Yeah.
You're going to be alright?
Okay.
Just say the word and we'll go round them. No. Oi! Come on!
But we made it through safely, where we could now shoot what could potentially be our last ever British straight line intros.
Hi everyone, how are we doing? I am here on the coast of Scotland, the Dornoch Firth. Me and Marcus are gonna bring home the bacon. Believe me. No, you don't believe me. We are. We're gonna do it, aren't we, Marcus?
Oh, there's no doubt. This time, nothing can go wrong.
We have planned it well. We've got a solid support guy. Marcus is as fit as a fiddle, and he's got. Have you got the fire in the belly?
I've got so much fire, I don't know where to put it. It's just too much.
Are you ready for this, Marcus? Are you f***ing ready for this?
I'm as ready as I'll ever get. I mean, if I'm
Okay.
not ready now,
You'll
I'll
never be ready.
No.
And that's all you need to know, guys. If we fail, it will be awful. It will be humiliating. People will question our decisions, but that's the risk we take.
It is, yeah. There's no getting around it. If we fail, then I've brought you down to my level, which is more worrying. Yeah,
Should we do it? Should we touch
Yeah,
the sea? There's a little puddle here, Marcus, right on our line.
Yep.
And you're right.
Down there. It's not a good start, is it?
I am hesitant to taste this, to be honest, but
Yeah.
that is, yeah, that does look disgusting.
Yeah, don't keel over.
If you fell in there, that would be it. We'd be going home. Yeah?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Tasted better.
Come on, let's do it.
Good.
Come on, come on.
And so the very first steps of this do or die mission were underway.
This farmland is a bit nerve-wracking. We've seen a few properties, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing is that we stick to this line and not get flustered, because we want platinum, don't we?
Yeah, we certainly do.
We want platinum. Remember, we've got a right to roam.
But before we could do any roaming, Marcus needed to master the art of vaulting.
That's it. use your hand.
Yeah. What?
Take the leap of faith.
Okay, got it. Got it.
That's it, mate. Nice one. We're doing it, mate.
Yeah,
We're
it's
doing it.
exciting.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm starring in my favourite film franchise. It's quite odd.
Yeah.
But before I could think up an inventive way for us to cross the railway track, there was a villain heading straight towards us.
Oh shit, that's a farmer. That is a farmer, mate. Right. That is not the best start, is it? I think, mate, we should get across this train track pretty quick.
Okay, let's keep moving. This is probably his field. There's two farmers. We've just got to make sure we keep looking at this. We can't get flustered.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he sees us now. I mean, you're giving the game away because you're not in British.
No.
You know, he's like, well, who's the Greek soldier?
Yeah, I've got to work on the Greek accent.
Yeah.
Konstantinos Papadopoulos.
Yeah, yeah. Right, now we're going to get over this stone wall. I don't know if they can see us. Have a look at me, Marcus, because we can use that there. Come on, because they're right there. Nicely done, mate.
We've done it that well.
Nicely done, yep.
Next up, right after our first wooded section, a not insignificantly sized river. Marcus would be the first to tell you that he has a bit of a phobia of getting his feet wet, and an early soaking here could really derail his morale.
I think we can stepping stone this.
I led the way and marked down a route. Then it was time to see if Marcus's balance was up to snuff.
How do you feel about that? She's nice and confident. They're quite slippy, some of them.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're alright, you're alright.
this is worrying me, I've got to be honest.
You'll be alright.
Yeah, I'll take a leap of faith. Count me down.
3, 2, 1, go! Nice.
Got it.
Nice one, Marcus. More farm activity here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what a technique that is.
That is astounding. Right, past this farm here, which I think they're based at. Nice and quick. Just look up for people. Dogs. Bang on line, Marcus, we're bang on line.
It was then over the road and over the next field where Marcus got himself stuck in a watering trough.
Ow.
Shit.
You know what? I trained for this, supposedly.
It's just your bag.
Yeah.
There you go, your bag's under.
And after the fourth field, another old friend.
And we've got gorse.
Of course we have.
Of course we have. Right, these are coming on for me.
It's all good.
Marcus is a hard knock.
I don't care.
A bit of trampling later though,
Got brambles as well, Marcus.
we were out the other side.
This might be our last field. And I think we're alone. I think we're alone now.
But we weren't.
Oh no. Cows. Oh, I thought we were bloody away then. And we've got big black Highland cows.
We've all had a laugh and a joke about Marcus's famous sheep encounter, but how would he fare against a gang of Scottish cows?
Oh shit, it's got a calf.
We do.
We've got to go for it, mate. I'm afraid this is part of the job description. Can you run faster than me? That's what you've got to ask yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, girls. They're really not aggressive animals.
No.
Hello there. Hello. Hello, that's it. Straight through this gorse, mate. Hello. Look, they're scared. They are scared.
On to another bit of the line there.
Move! And that's how it's done. Another danger averted, Marcus.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, that would have terrified me on my own, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think sometimes just having the company of someone makes all the difference, doesn't it? This ain't going to be an easy fence to climb.
Well, if there's cows coming to get me.
Yeah.
The fastest fence I've ever done.
Oh, that is a wobbler as well. Shit. I think just going to have to... Oh, they are actually coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bend this over like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have let you go first.
Yeah, that's all right.
The last time Marcus climbed one of these fences, it took him a while. Would my guidance prove to be a help or more of a hindrance?
Now what?
Yeah, just get a foothold, bring that leg over.
Yeah. Crown jewels.
Crown jewels snared. Oh, nice. That's one way of doing it.
Oh. And away from the cows.
Away from the cows and into the wilderness of the Highlands.
Yeah.
That began with our first pine forest of the mission. And although I had checked some pretty recent imagery, there was always a chance that a storm had wreaked havoc since.
We're in the twangers. Oh dear.
Average pace so far was slow and steady, but at least the forest was relatively spacious. My throat, on the other hand, had swollen up again after our morning snack.
Yeah, if you take a Strepsil, oil the larynx.
There we go. I'm gonna have 2.
Double dose.
Double dose, man. F it. I'm hardcore. Don't think we've got too much forest left, Marcus, and I tell you what, that's really going to put us in good stead for our potential 2-day plan.
Yeah, 2-day plan.
2-day plan is a go, and if we don't get any big patches of gorse now in the hillsides, we're laughing.
We then strode majestically into this scraggly clearing.
Oh my goodness me, Marcus.
So far, thoroughly enjoying this mystical highland terrain.
Oh yeah, we'll take this. Just waiting for something to go wrong.
Trust me, it will.
Yeah, oh it will, believe me. That's literally a quad bike or something right there, isn't it, Marcus?
Yeah, just waiting for something to go wrong.
But yeah, literally. 10 seconds later, I can see them. In the distance there, it's a tractor.
The tractor vanished, leaving us to waltz through his property like a retired Dion Dublin. Marcus even finding time to compose his own theme tune as he exited.
Can you play any other tunes?
On a serious note, we had noticed that the lines on each of our GPSs seemed to have grown slightly apart from each other. Because my GPS was the newer of the two models and had never failed me before, I insisted we follow that one rather than Marcus's. But just to be sure, I used this electricity pylon to see if it all lined up properly, and it did, so we ploughed on.
We are flying. Marcus, you are... I can't keep up with you, mate.
Yeah, they call me the Peregrine Falcon.
Mate. Oh, mate. No. I think we're just over 2 miles in, Marcus.
2 miles. Now, that's really good news. It means I've beaten my first ever Wales attempt.
Really?
Which I achieved a whopping 1.5 miles before I packed it in due to a horse.
It was a mixture of reasons, wasn't it?
There are many reasons.
Yeah. We're just going to strike them all off one by one.
Coming up next was the biggest and last pine forest of the whole trip. We just needed it all to be upright.
You saw what I came up against in England. We've got to pray for none of that.
Yeah, nothing horizontal. Vertical only, please.
Exactly.
Inside it was looking good again, despite the odd outlier.
A casual tree.
Yeah.
And we soon found ourselves at the half-time interval.
Oh, there's actually a property here, Marcus, in the middle of nowhere. Got a car, got a coach down there.
Wow, it's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
I don't know what they're doing with a coach.
Coach has come in but not gone out.
At the back of this murderer's property was a ravine, earmarked by Omar, the gradient guy, as a concern, but dismissed by myself as doable. To be honest, I'd forgotten all about it, but after a small fence-related cock-up... Oh!
You managed? Do you want me to unhook you?
Unhook me, mate. This is humiliating.
We were confronted with the main one.
Oh, mate, that is quite a drop. Shit. Oh dear, Marcus. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is not good.
We didn't see that on the
Shit.
That is a sheer drop, if ever I saw one.
I am genuinely really worried about how we're going to get down there. How the f have we missed that?
Really worrying.
Oh my god, it was going too well, wasn't it? Right, I'm going to have a look very carefully.
My first scout over to the right was a precarious one, And the verdict wasn't one that would have filled Marcus with confidence.
I think this is possible. We're going to be sliding down on our arse. Okay. It's quite steep, but it's not deathly.
And down the middle was even worse.
It's not ideal, that.
What do you think is better, left or right there?
Let me have a walk over there.
And mercifully, it was good news.
I think we might be all right this side. No, that's actually not too bad because the line's running kind of diagonal, so we've got more wiggle room here.
I then guided Marcus as close to the cliff as was reasonably safe, leaning left and staying close to the ground at all times, until we reached the point where the cliff tapered out. And it was here, while planning the next step, that we noticed this.
Oh shit, mate, look at what we were just standing on. That is such a big overhang. Oh my goodness me, that's crazy.
From there it was a slightly slippy but very doable water crossing.
Just commit, that's it.
And up the other side for more relieving views of the overhang.
Blimey.
And our deviation around it.
That looks to me about 15, 18
that's
max.
Fine. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, that's
averted.
Avoided,
Yeah.
Half a mile later though, the unthinkable happened.
This isn't me taking a rest, guys. I have just absolutely hit the deck.
Yes, 1-0 currently.
The second part of the forest also seemed nice and roomy, and it was just as well.
3 miles in 3 hours we've done. It's always slower with 2 people. You've got to wait for the other one to climb over the fence, etc. Beyond the forest, there'll be less fences, less obstacles, less reasons to stop.
And speaking of reasons to stop,
we have got literally live deforestation going on. He is operating. I think luckily he's about 200 meters off our line.
Hear an alarm.
Yeah, there's an alarm. Should we go?
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go, man. I don't know how they'd react. Depends what guy you get, I imagine.
In the next clearing, there was more activity.
There's another machine over there.
So we straddled the side of this pile of wooden detritus just to be safe. And after some more spacious pine, another old foe.
Bit of a hint of a peat bog here, though.
Peat bog, did you say?
Peat bog, yes. My old friend.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm going to step on that stick and spring across. Yeah.
The presence of a second peat bog did have me slightly concerned for the rest of the trip, but for now it was time to rejoice. The forests were over and it was time to hit the moors.
Here we are. Wow. That is a dramatic change of scenery. Although it does look quite boggy. We're going to have to do a few leaps. Marcus has got the advantage with his long legs.
Got the GPS though.
Come on, you'll be fine.
Sure? You trust me?
I trust you, mate. Come on. I semi-trust you.
Yeah, I oversteered a bit there.
Yeah, really hoping we can make up for a bit of lost time and get to the River Carron to meet Steve.
Yes.
In a reasonable time.
However, just when we thought things were looking rosy, the straight line missioning gods dealt us the most almighty of blows.
Don't tell me. This is wrong.
I'm well off.
It seems like this is wrong now.
It turns out that this entire time, and we still to this day don't fully know why, but my GPS system, for the first time in its history, had decided to switch to a different map projection rather than the one that Google Earth and most devices use. The result? We were standing 30 meters off course, and we'd only realised that because we'd reached this lake and were heading straight for the middle of it rather than the edge. Marcus tried his best to play the situation down.
But if we use your line up until here, then we move to my line. Going forward.
No, that's a different line we've been doing. They're like 20 meters apart.
Yeah.
But I knew exactly what it meant.
This is a disaster, mate, to be honest.
And my backup GPS confirmed it.
Yeah. We're off, mate. This has been wrong.
Okay.
I don't fucking believe it.
But how?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand how. So fucked off.
Yeah.
I don't know what to suggest.
Should we let Steve know first?
Yeah.
But that didn't work either.
He's not answering.
Great. Well, this mission's going well, Marcus.
Yeah, looks like I've brought you down to my level by...
No, mate. This is not your fault.
In my mind, at this point, there was only one option.
Is there no way we can rectify it?
By starting again.
Well, we could.
We've
Well,
got
that's
to
option
start
one.
again, otherwise it's... I mean, we could carry on and make it gold, but we're still in gold.
Yeah.
Thankfully, our deviation back at the ravine was small enough to sit comfortably in the gold zone, even with the added 20 metres. And actually, we'd done a great job of following the line that was on our screen. But I was finding it hard to even consider the idea of not scrapping it all and starting again. But then I remembered that this mission wasn't really about me.
I feel carrying on would be better.
Okay.
Because gold is still... Number one, we want to get it done.
Yeah.
Number two, does platinum matter to you? How much does it matter?
It's not the be all and end all. It's more, I'd rather get a gold where we've stuck to the line for the most part and then, you know, we've had to deviate.
Yeah.
Then we realised that our hands were pretty much tied anyway.
Starting again does seem a big ask, doesn't it? And to be honest, if Steve's not answering, we'll just blame it on Steve. We'll go, well, we had to carry on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so it was decided.
Right, let's recalibrate. We won't know what caused that bug until we get home, I suppose. We just need to focus now on completing this mission, getting gold and avoiding disasters.
That began with skirting 14 metres around the lake like originally planned and into the lands beyond.
Well, we've got a couple of miles of just burgundy moorland, and then it's the main obstacle of the day, the River Carron, isn't it?
Yes.
Which should be interesting. Hopefully we don't anger her.
But it wasn't exactly open moorland just yet.
An Indiana Jones sort of style time cut.
It was ankle roll central for a while.
Oh, this is uneven.
But that soon made way for flatter ground, where the hilarity of this morning's situation finally hit me.
It's just hilarious if you think about it. Like, you've got me on board to finally help you realise your dream and sort of, you know, be the guy to sort of guide you over the finish line. And the line that we were following on my GPS wasn't straight.
Yeah.
I mean, that is hilarious. It is hilarious.
One area we could not be faulted on this time, however, was drinking water.
Now, usually, this is not something I dread, but something that I just can't be arsed with. I've used a pouch and filter system for every adventure I've ever been on, basically. And I've just been given an upgrade that has totally changed the game. This is from Water to Go. And check this out. I mean, literally, that is all I now have to do. There's a filter in the lid, and whenever I want to drink, I just flip it open. Comes out quick enough for my needs, and I can drink on the go. It's lightweight, fits snugly in the pocket of my bag, and I think I'm going to be using these for many adventures to come.
Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Which is what I thought when I watched a similar demonstration to this at the Outdoor Expo earlier this year. But no, you can squeeze literal cow dung out of these things and be sure that nothing but crystal clear H2O will come out, with 99.99993% of bacteria removed, as well as a similar percentage of viruses, heavy metals and chemicals. So head over to Water to Go, use special code GeoWizard20 to get 20% off your order, and join me in making water purification an absolute doddle. With some fresh water and hearty food in our bellies, We ventured on into the moors, where for the first time we really started to shift. By no means the easiest surface to walk on, but it allowed us to travel at around 2 miles an hour, putting us on track to arrive at the river crossing at around 2 p.m. 2 miles in, we arrived at a stunningly remote valley, where Marcus helped sharpen my vocabulary.
Shit, mate, how steep is this?
A bit vertiginous.
Vertiginous?
Yeah, vertiginous.
That's a new one to me. Oh, this is vertiginous, isn't it? It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, deer over there.
Oh, yeah.
That is beautiful. That is the most Scottish thing I've ever seen, I think. We've got to take it in, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got to take it in.
In amongst the pain is beauty.
Vertiginous, but not impossible. What a lovely little spot. I don't think many people walk here.
After another easy river crossing, it was time to find out if Marcus had fabricated his impressive step training statistics, but evidently he was an honest man.
That was good, mate.
Yeah.
You're doing really well overall.
Yeah, that was tough, I gotta say though.
Yeah. Wow.
Scarpered as soon as they saw us then,
Yeah.
as you indeed might do.
Don't f***ing blame them, we're hard as nails.
Yeah.
And being the hard men we are, we kept smashing out the miles until a brand new mountain range appeared ahead of us, and before we knew it, a significant milestone.
Well, we've been trundling along this moor now for quite some time. It's been pretty monotonous, but we have, with this trickly stream, just reached the quarterway point of the trip. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad,
Yeah.
A few more streams and the odd deer fence later, and not before Marcus had surpassed his second shortest mission, the Carron River came proudly into view.
There's the river, and we do have a couple of farmsteads that we go pretty darn close to, the one, so that could throw up a treat. Oh, farm vehicle there. Should we just breeze through? Unsuspicious?
Yep.
We're just two men who happen to look like poachers going through your sheep field during lambing season.
There is a right to roam in Scotland, but that doesn't include people's gardens. Up close, it looked like we might have to bend that rule.
No, I didn't realise we were this close to this, Marcus. Right, over here, I think.
It was more of an animal enclosure than a garden, but in plain view of the windows, I was keen to hurry along.
Quick.
Once again, though, my eagerness to vacate the scene backfired.
All good?
Yeah, I'm good. Coming back now, isn't it? Jesus.
Ow.
You're right.
That really hurt. I'm so glad you got that on camera.
Here it comes!
Right, we'll be at I think I can see Steve's cart. 2:15 is a good prediction, I think, mate. Okay, let's have a look. God, that's quite big.
The Carron was by far the meatiest river on our line, which is why Steve and Marcus had scouted it out on their way over to Ardmere the day before, deeming it too deep to wade across but calm enough to kayak. Our 2:15 arrival was right on the cusp of what was acceptable for the 2-day plan. All we needed was a swift crossing.
Why is he not round here with the kayak? You right, Steve? Where's the kayak?
I'm just going to pop it up now.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
You're having a pay deduction?
Turns out Steve had been looking out for us, but our camouflage must have been more effective than we thought, so we had to wait patiently while he frantically pumped up the kayak.
Wow, big salmon.
Steve finally got the kayak river-worthy, but his next plan was a tad optimistic.
I'm going to launch it towards you guys, okay?
What?
So if I push it out,
Are you not paddling over?
if it fails I can pull it back.
Okay, try it then. Yeah, try it.
That ain't gonna work.
You paddle over here and we'll all come over.
Yeah. Got one more idea.
What's your idea?
Several hours later.
So as Steve trotted downstream to this bridge, me and Marcus began our crossing. But it wasn't really one to remember for him.
I got cramp.
You got cramp? Oh shit. Oh, great timing. Oh god.
Oh man. Bad.
God.
I'm still getting it.
Oh god.
Oh, it's because of the angle.
Yeah. You've gone offline a bit there.
Oh, I envisaged it, but it's okay.
And our exit wasn't the smoothest either.
Don't worry about the bags for now.
Okay.
Just if you can, grab the kayak so it doesn't, or grab these.
Got these, yeah.
Grab the kayak, mate. Grab the kayak, quick, quick, quick.
I can't turn around.
Oh, mate, that was bloody close for comfort.
This was one of the few times where I did get slightly frustrated with the speed of our progress and just had to remind myself that everything was still going to plan.
Okay,
Yeah, could be worse.
we're across. We're probably not going to make it now to the halfway point, which is a
it's
shame.
fine.
But
It's fine.
yeah, it'll be nice to just relax a bit, I think, and just have a nice camp. About 12 metres off, I'd say. I'm not sure you put that on correctly, Marcus.
Yeah.
You've Balotelli'd that.
Yeah. Why always me?
Yeah, why always you?
We then lugged the kayak upstream slightly towards Steve's car, because while we'd be heading 2 miles up and over the side of this steep hillside, Steve would be transporting the kayak and a few other bits and bobs via 3 modes of transport to our riverside camp.
Do you want to get moving?
Yeah, let's get moving. Cheers, Steve. Thanks for your help.
Thanks, Steve.
This final leg didn't get off to a flyer for Marcus.
Gone through the wrong hole. Cramp again.
Wrong hole. Which hole was it? No.
He did eventually squeeze himself through this fence though, rather than over it for some reason, and we were on our way.
So the 2-day plan, well and truly out the window now. But, you know what? Maybe it's for the best. Why are we always rushing? I'm always rushing in my day-to-day life. Trying to get this done, trying to get that done, so that I can do this and then do that. Without sometimes just enjoying it and taking it in. So maybe we can just do that a bit more.
We had some time on our hands now, so in this pleasant patch of actual pine trees, I answered one of my viewers' biggest burning questions.
Yep, I'm pooing. Right on the line.
And sufficiently upwind of that, I asked Marcus a question.
Why do we do this?
It's a very good question. It's something to focus your mind on. And for me, I found that having this challenge kind of in the distance, in a physical sense, it was really helpful. And in a mental sense, I also felt good. I'd suffered last couple of years from depression, and this has been really good for me. It's been really positive because it's given me something to work towards. Yeah, that's
And the sense of achievement and pride and respect for yourself that you get when you do a good job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so,
even if it doesn't go to plan.
Yeah, for me, you know, whether I succeed or fail, up till now, I think has not been the main issue. You know? I'm quite happy to give it a go, because for me, giving it a go is half of it. I'm trying. It doesn't matter really if I succeed or fail.
Yeah.
It's
That's
more,
a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's more like having a go.
This time is different.
Yeah.
Soon after this, we crested the rocky summit of the hill, where Marcus almost made it 2-1, and where the mountains of tomorrow emerged.
Tomorrow, our line goes right there.
Great
Yeah.
news, that is.
Well, I'm glad we're doing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to reaching the comforts of our first camp, we watched on as Steve's car seemed to attract some unwanted attention.
He has stopped. He has pulled alongside.
The natural choice for Camp 1 was on the flat grass next to this unpronounceable snaking river. It was technically farmland, and it was on a hunting estate, whose rangers had been seen by Steve multiple times that day, but we figured in these wild lands...
Oh, that's so nice. That sort of like water slide.
No one would mind. And besides, it looked like we had a nice little plan B.
I'm sure there'll be a spot somewhere here. It's an option if the river, if we get booted off.
We were a measly 400 yards from Camp 1 now, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to get a little thumbnail. Instead, I captured comedy gold.
I'll get a natural...
It's quite hard to look natural.
No, sorry, I mean just naturally climb over.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, like an action shot.
Oh, yeah. It's getting worse, I swear.
Let me know if you need a hand.
Nah, it's all good.
Oh, you're ripping your trousers.
Oh no.
Oh. I don't know how that happened. There we go. Sorry, I should have done that earlier.
Ah, nice and easy.
Yeah, that was the easiest one yet.
Yeah.
Is that Steve? Well, it must be.
We nick his bike just for laughs.
Yeah. Well, where would we go with it? We can't leave the line.
Day 1 had gone pretty well. Yes, it was severely marred by an infuriating technical bug, but we were still going for gold, and in terms of how we'd followed whatever line was in front of us, we'd done an amazingly good job. Because of that, I was quite satisfied that Marcus was physically and mentally capable of smashing out 2 similarly sized days, and gladly I felt up to it too.
Right, I am clocking off for the day. 12 miles.
There would of course be more unexpected trials and tribulations waiting for us on this trip, but for now it was time to hunker down and hope that Mr. McGregor didn't turn up.
You canny camp here, lads. Oh, honking.
A nice hot meal hit the spot, but this was no place for a fire, especially after last time.
Is this unacceptable?
Where are you guys from?
So, cold and pretty tired, we called it a night.
Great work today, Marcus.
Yeah,
You
cheers, yeah.
12 miles, your longest day of missioning.
It was
Ever?
just, yeah. I mean, it's bloody freezing now, but...
Yeah, I'll let you get in your tent.
Yeah.
Put it there, man.
Yeah.
I like
Cheers.
your Rasta jacket, by the way.
Yeah.
When are you breaking the weed out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, something there.
Uh-oh, we've got company.
Vertigo starting to kick in.
Yeah?
A lot.
Disaster. Oh!